Welcome to the virtual college exploration for Pennsylvania students, sponsored by PACAC, Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling, and StriveScan. PACAC is a nonprofit association comprised of more than 1,200 school counselors, college admission counselors, independent educational consultants, and other professionals responsible for guiding you through the important transition from high school to post-secondary options. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started with Springfield College. You can use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to type any question that you would like to ask our presenter at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists can neither see nor hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions that are happening. Be sure and check out a full schedule at pacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available in about a week from the same website, pacac.org. And now I'd like to turn it over to Georgie from Springfield College, who will tell you all about her school. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Georgie Mavrogeorgis, and I'm from Springfield College. I'm about to screen share with you all. Here is the presentation that we will be going over. So like I mentioned, my name's Georgie. My territory consists of Southern Jersey, Eastern and Central Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, as well as counties in DC, as well as Virginia. So we'll just jump right in. So this is a photo of Springfield College. So a little bit about Springfield College. We were founded back in 1885, and we were originally a YMCA training school. So a lot of people that had interest in becoming YMCA partners ended up joining the institution. We were actually known as the birthplace of basketball. So a graduate student by the name of James Naismith had come up with basketball as a way to help keep our football players in shape during the winter months. A common theme at Springfield College is the idea of involvement. So since we do have close ties to the Y, there's multiple different ways to get involved here at Springfield College and within the Springfield community as well. Also, because we do have a close tie with basketball, because we were the birthplace of basketball, Hall of Famers come to campus every year as well. So it's a really awesome opportunity for our students that are interested in basketball or might be basketball players to get to know some professional basketball alumni from Springfield College. So our humanics philosophy is basically like our mission here at Springfield College. I guarantee you, if you ask a student anywhere on campus what our humanics philosophy means, they'll be able to recite to you that it means to educate the student in spirit, mind, and body for leadership and service to others. So we not only preach this, but we practice this as well. And I think it says a lot that our students know the humanics philosophy. At some other colleges, if you ask them, what's your college's mission statement, they might not even know it. But if you ask a Springfield College student what the humanics philosophy is, they'll be able to tell you that we're educating students in a holistic way to educate them in spirit, mind, and body. So these are some statistics about Springfield College. So we have about 2,200 undergraduate students, about 1,000 graduate students, and then about 1,000 students that are online. We, like I had mentioned before, we're very big on volunteer work. We have about 120,000 volunteer hours done every year by Springfield College students. Also, 98% of our graduate students end up being placed in a job or enrolled in graduate school within 6 months of graduating. So our campus culture is awesome. I definitely was able to experience this quite a bit right from the get-go when I first started at Springfield College. Everyone is so friendly and so outgoing. People hold the door open for one another. It's really an awesome environment. We live the triangle. So what that means is all around the campus, there's little triangles, and each corner of that triangle means spirit, mind, and body. The triangle is actually inverted and it's upside down. So the idea is that if you're missing one of those three things, spirit, mind, and body, then the triangle will fall over and you'll be unbalanced. So we like to educate the student in a holistic manner. There, you'll have faculty members as well as an advisor that'll help make your educational experience so amazing here at Springfield College. You'll really have support and guidance throughout all aspects of your education here at Springfield. We really emphasize on academics at Springfield College. We have an amazing learning commons, which is our fancy term for the library here at Springfield College. There's a floor specifically dedicated for a quiet zone, so people tend to not talk there. There's a Mac and a PC lab in the library, as well as a small kitchenette for people that want to make food while they're studying, if they're studying late at night. There's also group study rooms as well. There's a Starbucks in there. And then it also houses our Academic Success Center. So the Academic Success Center is very helpful to our students. It provides tutors, student tutors, as well as writing professionals to go over any essays that you might have written, as well as our, if you need any accommodations for classes, you can get accommodations through them as well. So this is a lovely photo of our campus. So a little background on the left-hand side of the screen, that is the Massasoit, Lake Massasoit, and along the outskirts is our residence halls. So those are our specifically residence halls for our first years as well as our sophomores. But if you're an upperclassman and you prefer to live in a residence hall style, then you can absolutely live there as well. We also have suite style and townhome style houses on, communities on campus as well for our upperclassmen students. So let's say going into your junior and your senior year, you want to live with maybe like 6 of your other friends. You can live in those type of home complexes with other individuals, and they share a backyard, which is really nice. So specifically for your senior year, you can live in a complex with all your graduating class, and then you all share the same backyard as well. So it's a pretty awesome experience. The nice thing also about Springfield College is downtown is about an 8 to 10 minute drive. The campus is one united campus, so it's not separated out throughout the city of Springfield. You're also guaranteed housing for all 4 years of your undergraduate experience at Springfield College. And then, like I had mentioned before, the residence halls are in a great location. All your academic buildings are within like a 5 to 6 minute walk from the residence halls, so everything is relatively close. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is East Campus. So East Campus is really awesome. It's about a mile down the road from the main Springfield College campus. It's 57 acres of forest land, and it's a mile of the Lake Massasoit shoreline as well. So there's multiple things to do at East Campus. It's like an outdoor learning center. So there's outdoor yoga area. There's also high and low ropes courses. There's a place to do equipment rentals as well. So if you're really into kayaking or paddle boarding, you can rent equipment from there as well. And even some classes and sports teams also utilize East Campus for bonding activities or even for outdoor classes as well. So Springfield College is in an amazing location. We're super close. If you drive an hour and a half one way, you'll be in Boston, an hour and a half the other way, you'll be in New York City. You're also only an hour drive to the shoreline or to the mountains. Springfield College is also a really great place. There's multiple things to do in Springfield. There's museums, there's shops, there's bowling alleys, there's movie theaters, there's the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is really cool. There's the Dr. Seuss Museum, and there's also super easy access to train and bus stations. So if you're coming in from out of state, you can take a train right into downtown Springfield, and you're super close to the college campus. Also, in Western Massachusetts, there's something called the Big E, which is an awesome fairground type thing. And then there's also Six Flags, as well as multiple different towns in the surrounding area that are really cool and fun to check out. So we have about 40 plus majors. There's a multitude of different majors here at Springfield College, but they all sort of fall under like 5 different buckets. So we have business-based classes, we have health science classes, we have physical education classes and sports leaderships, we have social and behavioral science classes, and then we have arts and science classes. So I'm not going to go through all of them. They're all listed up on the screen for you to see, but we also have some pre-professional programs. So let's say you're really into dental school or like pre-med, into pre-med or pre-dental. We do have tracks for those as well. So you would just work with your advisor, and they would help you set up so you're sure that you're on the right track, so that when you graduate from Springfield College, you'll be able to go to medical school or to dental school or to law school. So it'll put you on the right track for those degrees as well. We have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So what that means is to every 12 students is 1 professor. Our class sizes typically range about 20 to 22 students per class. Not saying that you won't have some larger classes. So for your maybe 100 level classes or lecture style classes, you could have up to about 60 students per class. But then when it comes to the lab component to class, it gets broken down into 3 different sections. So each section won't end up having more than about 20 students. So the nice thing about Springfield College is you're having those intentional conversations with your professors, and they're getting to know you on an individualized basis. We also have study abroad here at Springfield College. Every degree program is different as to when they would prefer you go do study abroad. So make sure you work directly with your department to figure out when might be the best time for you to study abroad if that's something that you're interested in. So there are more than 30 different study abroad programs across the globe. And then we also have an honors program as well. So within your first year, if your GPA is at a certain level, you'll be invited to participate and apply for the honors program. So after your first semester in the fall, let's say you got your GPA up and you think that you would like to be a part of the honors program, you can also apply then as well. So these are just some more statistics. So about 20% of students on campus identify as a student of color, and then 89% of our first year students, as well as our whole student body in general, lives on campus. So we're a primarily residential campus, which is super nice. It makes our culture here at Springfield College so well developed, honestly. It's a great community. Students are there and they're wanting to stay there on the weekends too. There's so much going on campus every day. There's about 15 to 20 different events happening. So there's always something to do on campus that our students are not wanting to go home on the weekend. They're wanting to spend their time here at Springfield College. 59% of our students end up coming from out of state. 86 is our retention rate. So what that means is when students are coming to Springfield College, 86% of those students are staying at Springfield College. So they don't want to leave because they're enjoying their time here at Springfield College so much. And then 33 states are represented at Springfield College and 32 countries are represented here as well. So life on campus, I think I mentioned it a little bit, but it is awesome. The students that are here, they want to be here and they really love Springfield College. There's multiple different things to do here at Springfield College, but one of the things to do is to get involved in a club or an organization, and there's over 60 of them. So there was a student here by the name of Walker quite a while back that really enjoyed hammocks. He loved hammocks. He would set his hammocks up around campus, and students used to come and sit in his hammocks and just really enjoyed their time in them. So eventually he ended up creating a hammock club on campus so that he could get funding to bring more hammocks on campus for students to enjoy. So here at Springfield College, if there's something that you're interested in and we might not have a club for it, you can create one. Your voices are so important to us, and we really take into consideration the opinions and the ideas that our students bring forward. Next, I'll talk about athletics a little bit. So we like to say that we have like 3 tiers in athletics. So we have intramural sports. There's a multitude of different types of intramural sports. There's softball, there's floor hockey, basketball, volleyball. Then we have club sports, and then we have Division III varsity athletic teams. With intramural sports, you're playing to ultimately win a championship, and then you get a pretty cool t-shirt. For Division III sports, we have about 26 athletic teams on campus. We're ranked within the top 5% of Division III teams. Our student athletes GPA is about a 3.32, and then 31% of students are student athletes as well. Another really cool tidbit about athletics is that all of our full-time coaches are also faculty members as well. So they are your actual teachers. So what's really cool about that is they understand where you're coming from. They might have been up really late the night before grading papers. So if you tell them like, hey, I was up super late studying for this exam that was coming up, they would understand where you're coming from because they are dealing with something similar since they're professors as well. So they really get to know you not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. So application requirements. So for participating in this lovely experience, you actually will get a waived application fee. So normally it's a $50 application fee to apply. Here at Springfield College, it's pretty easy to apply. We use the common application. So the essay that you have to provide is one of the essays that you pick through the common application. Then you would provide us with your high school transcripts, which would be able to get from your admissions counselor, your high school counselor. SAT and ACT scores for fall of 2021, they're being waived because we understand with COVID and everything that has been happening that tests keep getting pushed back or they're really hard to get in for them. So we're waiving all SAT and ACT scores for fall of 2021. That being said, in a normal year, you would have to have SAT or ACT scores for a few different programs. So our direct entry programs, which is physician assistant, occupational therapy, physical therapy, as well as athletic training, as well as our education programs. You would need one academic reference. So this can be a teacher, it can be a guidance counselor, it can be someone that you had maybe volunteered for. We really want someone that will know you as a person and your work ethic. And then a personal interview is something that's optional, so it won't hurt to do, but we like to provide our students with the option. If they'd like to interview, then we would love to hear from them and get to know them a little bit better. So application deadlines. Springfield College is on a rolling admission. So what that means is that as students can keep applying up until the day that classes start. And as we get applications in, within 2 to 3 weeks of an application being received, it's going to get reviewed by an admissions counselor. And once a decision is made, we send those decisions out to the students. We don't hold on to those decisions until a specific day. There are a few programs that you do have to enroll by a certain deadline. So for physical therapy, the deadline is December 1st. For physician assistant and occupational therapy, the deadline is January 15th. And then the deadlines for early decision is by December 1st for early decision 1 and January 15th for early decision 2. So for early decision, if you choose to go that route, if you get accepted into the university, you would have to come to Springfield College. There are some exceptions. If a student is not able to financially afford it, then we're able to work with that student. But for a physician assistant program specifically, you would have to apply early decision. So financial aid at Springfield College, I'll talk a little bit more about it on the next slide as well, but some little tidbits about it is that there's two different types of financial aid at Springfield College. There's need-based aid and then there's merit-based aid. We'll go into that in a little bit, but 100% of students here at Springfield College end up getting some sort of financial aid. 30%, most of our students end up with about $30,000 in average of financial assistance. So like I had mentioned before, there's need-based aid and then there's merit-based aid. So with need-based aid, that's through your FAFSA, which has to be completed or which will be available to be completed on October 1st of every year. So that doesn't change. The FAFSA, if you are a dependent of your parents, the amount of money that you will get from FAFSA will be determined based off of the income of both of your parents. For merit-based scholarships and awards, every student gets a scholarship or award, whether they qualify for merit or not. So it really depends on your GPA. So there's the trustee scholarship. So if you have a 3.8 GPA or higher, you get that. It's $24,000. If you have a GPA between a 3.2 and a 3.7, you get the presidential scholarship, which is $20,000. And then if you have a GPA of a 2.5 to a 3.9, you get the dean scholarship, which is an $18,000 scholarship. Now, if your GPA is below a 2.5, you would get the Director Award, which is a $12,000 scholarship. Room and board altogether, as well as tuition, ends up being about $54,000. But none of our students here at Springfield College are ever paying that full amount. So what sets Springfield College apart? At Springfield College, every student is getting practical experience. Within their first semester at Springfield College, they're getting out into the field and getting involved and getting firsthand, hands-on experience in the field of their study. So that's something really special here at Springfield College is we're not waiting until your senior year to do an internship and then you find out your senior year that you don't like the field that you've studied for the past 4 years. You're going to get that experience your first semester. So let's say you're in a degree, you start an internship your first semester, and hey, it's just not working out. You can transfer into another program. We're really big about service, again, to others and to the community. And then we also have great career outcomes. So like I had mentioned before, 98% of our students end up placed either in a job or in a graduate degree program within 6 months of graduating. We want you all to keep in touch with us. So we have an Instagram account, a Snapchat, a Twitter, as well as a Facebook page. So if you have your phone out, you can go ahead and find us on any of those platforms. And then we also have a virtual open house coming up this Sunday, November 1st. So we would love for you to join us at the open house. We'll have different panels of people speaking from financial aid to the admissions staff as well. So there's multiple different ways, there's multiple different things for you to learn about at our open house. And then normally, if I was doing a fair or a high school visit, I would come with some physical materials, but because we're virtual, I cannot provide those to you all. So there's a few QR codes up on the screen for you all. The QR code on the left is where the form that you can fill out to get your application fee waiver, and it also sets you up on our mailing list. And then the QR code on the right is just some additional admissions information like pamphlets and brochures that I would have given you if we were meeting in person. And then at the bottom of the screen is my name and my email address. So feel free to take that down and send me any questions that you might have after the fact. If I don't get to them today, I would love to hear from you all. Awesome. So that was all the information I had for you all. Does anybody have any questions for me? Alrighty, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Georgie. Now I'm going to share my screen one more time and give you a few closing remarks. Thank you so much for joining us. When you close your window, there's a short 4-question survey, and we would really appreciate your feedback. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted and recorded for you to do some more research. Find them at pacac.org. In about a week, you will see this recording right there at pacac.org. Thank you so much, Georgie. Thank you, Springfield College. This was great. Bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.